Ones that get paint on there. Yeah. This is my drawing. So we're just doing a outline of the lily pads, and we have a drawing of the flower and a couple of lily buds coming up as well. Materials that we are using is a mini spray bottle, big spray bottle. We're gonna be using, I've got opera rose or alizarin red. I've got pyro red. I have green gold. And we're gonna be using Prussian blue and some Payne's gray.
How about the last two? Prussian blue?
And Payne's gray.
Payne's gray.
If you don't have green gold, you can just use regular green and yellow, and that will make a greenish.
What is the color?
Green gold.
Green gold?
Green
Gold.
gold.
Green
Gold,
gold.
green.
That's the name.
So would it be the?
It is.
It would be the sap green. and
You can
yellow,
use
right?
sap green and yellow, and that'll make green gold. Yeah. So that's the materials we'll be needing.
Just what were
For
the
today,
brushes now?
for brushes I'm going to be using is just a large calligraphy brush. And what else? I think that, and maybe a medium Aqua Elite medium number 10 is the brushes that I'm going to be using.
Can I
Okay.
just ask what shreds you would say?
Okay. So we're gonna stretch our paper. Everyone knows how to stretch. We probably won't need a warm up today because our warm up's we're gonna be doing our wash for our warm up, so it's gonna be pretty easy. And I think we can finish this painting in an hour.
That'd be great. We could even catch.
Exactly.
Do you want us to stretch well?
Yeah, you guys know how to stretch your paper now, so you can all do that.
Set that down, make sure your brush is clean.
All right. So first step, I'm going to get some green gold. Does everyone have green gold, or no one has green
No, but it's just a light gold, right?
gold? Okay.
Any light green.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna use yellow and green so I can help you guys out there. Okay. So I'm gonna start with yellow. Just a big yellow color.
Record. Yeah.
I am. Yes, I am. You don't have to follow right now.
Okay.
Just watch the
Yeah.
projector. So I'm gonna throw down some yellow. All right. Yeah. And we're gonna do some green. So if you have just a regular
And you're
green.
going over that pink lily,
Um,
or do you want to draw it off?
it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. Because I'm just gonna use my napkin to take that out there.
Oh, that's a pretty bright green.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What a difference from what is on the screen and what's on your paper.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yes, our room is too bright, so it's not gonna really help, right? All right, so we've got yellow, green, a little bit of blue as well. Okay,
I thought it was Prussian.
yeah, some Prussian blue.
Okay, it's Prussian.
And we'll put some on top here. We're also going to make sure we soften some of those hard edges. And then we've got some, yeah, so we got some Prussian blue. So I'm just adding that Prussian blue into the darker areas, which is the water. And under the lily, we've got some Prussian blue. And drop some over here. Drop in going around the lily buds because I want them to stand out a little bit more. So I am going to add a little bit darker color around the lilies just to create more contrast. And even on top of this one, I think I will add some darker color just to make this lily stand out a little bit more. Okay, and whatever runs down your paper, just let it do its own thing. You see what's happening there? We'll just let it run. And I'm gonna use my mini spray bottle to wet the bottom of the paper and create these lines, right?
So you just sprayed on there?
Yep, I just sprayed on the paper to create those lines. Gonna use some rose color. Gonna drop it in on the buds here and on this lily and on this bud. And I want
That's quite intense, yeah.
I want this to be a little bit runny because I want this to run down and create a reflection color, right? And if it doesn't run down on you, you're gonna take your little spray bottle and you're gonna hit it and it will pull that color down. All right. I'm gonna grab some yellow again. I'm gonna drop some yellow in. So I'm just dropping this color in and I want the water to pull this color down, okay? Now I'm gonna get some green. I'm gonna go ahead and get this to, oh, it's running down over my pink color. That's fine. Just gonna go back. I'm gonna grab some pyro red or bright red, and that will push the green out of the way. Hopefully, we'll see. There we go. That'll push the green out of the way.
Just a big one.
A big blob of color. Yeah. I'm gonna grab some blue and Payne's gray. So I'm making a dark blue. And then we're going to go ahead and drop in some dark color.
That's blue and Payne's gray?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like a dark blue color.
That's blue. Oh.
And I am going right under these lily pads here. Okay, so there's a lily pad here, so I'm going around that. There's this one here, and we'll go around that one as well.
Wow.
Something like that. I'm going to let let gravity pull that color down.
So that dark color is blue and Payne's gray?
Yep. And we will keep dropping in color as the water dilutes it. Here, we'll add some blue there. We'll add some more blue there. Okay. I think I'm gonna hit the whole thing with some color. Okay, so I've lost some white in the on my flower. So I'm gonna use my napkin. I'm gonna pull some of that white out again. So I want to keep that intensity on that flower, right? That's what the napkin is for. We are going to make a wedge with my napkin. I'm gonna pull those petals out and keep them as white as I can. Like that. And same with this lily bud. I'm going to pull a little bit of white there and this one. So using your napkin to make white, right? And our sunlight is coming, our light is coming this way. So the left side of my objects are gonna be lit up. Okay. I think that's a good wash. What am I missing? Maybe some yellow. Some bright yellow and green. I'm gonna drop some more in. Drop some more intensity in there.
Okay.
And just some water droplets now. So just water. I'm gonna drop in some water. And this will pull our paint down. I want to pull that down. There we go. I'm gonna help it a bit.
We're gonna need a tutorial. All I know is we start with yellow, then we go to green, then we go to rose, no, we go to this. And we go to some across.
So we start with the green wash.
The yellow.
Okay. So next step, I've got two brushes. I've got one softening brush and one paint brush. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to define our colors better, or sorry, our shapes better. So I'm gonna use Prussian blue and some Payne's gray. A nice dark blue. What I'm going to do, so two ways to do this. You can paint as you go, or you can do a wet on wet. So I can wet wet the area that I want to paint.
I can see it anymore.
Like that. And then, drop in my paint. And just outlining the lily pads.
And that's all the Prussian blue?
That's Prussian blue and Payne's gray.
Okay.
So you're following that?
I'm following my drawing. Yeah. Okay, so that's one way to do it. You see it's softening at where the water is. Or you can paint like this. And then use your clean wet brush to soften the edges and pull first, and soften the paint here. So you can do it both ways. Both ways work. So one thing to be aware of is we have this water line here. If you just let that dry on its own, you're gonna see that. So what you need to do is to dry it off with your paper towel. And that will, that will help the edge not show up too much. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and outline the edge of this lily patch. I've got this bud here that I want to emphasize, so I'm going to go around it. And keep it nice and bright. Go ahead and soften this. Oops, softened it a little bit too much there. And now we're back to this area where it's already dark. So we're just gonna emphasize the water a bit more. Got this lily pad down here I want to keep. But I also want to keep this color the way it is. So the way I'm going to do that is gonna drop in a lot of water. I'm gonna angle my board a little bit better, or a little bit more. I'm gonna pull this down. Okay, you see what I'm doing there? Okay. So where I have dark streaks of paint, I want to emphasize that. Where I have the lighter streaks of paint, I want to try to create contrast, right? So don't cover up what is good. Emphasize what is good, or what you like. Okay, so I am, make sure we outline that flower a little bit better. If we have one more lily pad to paint around, that's this one. Pull this down. Okay. Now, I want to create more contrast with this white and green area. I'm gonna go with a dark green. So some yellow and sap green or viridian green is what we want to use. We're gonna do the same as what we did with the blue. As we want to paint around the petals. Yeah, so just a dark green. And I'm painting around the petals of the water lily flower. Water lily blossom. Whatever the term is. I'm pretty sure it's a blossom or a flower. Okay. And we have one here as well, so I'm just going to paint around this one as well.
I don't have that kind
You don't have what?
of bud.
You don't have a bud? You want some buds?
I'm gonna have to create a bud.
You don't have to.
No, I'm not going
And soften the edge of that one. I'm going to drop in some water here. And drop in some more pink. You don't have, actually, nope. I won't drop in some more pink, but I will add pink to this flower. So it kind of looks like that. That looks all right. And just gonna touch this up with my paper towel. Clean it up with my paper towel. Get any harsh edges here. I'm gonna get a bad edge there, so I'm gonna touch that one up too. Gonna clean up this edge a bit more. I'm gonna touch up this edge a little bit more. Oh, I'm gonna clean up this one as well. How's that look? How's that look? Okay, so I'm gonna mix some yellow and whites together, or yellow and white ink together. And that will, we will pull out some of the yellow, what are those called? Stamens. Right? Can you actually see that on the?
Yep.
Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, so it works quite well when you mix. When you, thank you. When you mix your white ink with a paint color, it will make it opaque, right? And with the white, I'm going to put some white on the left side of my flower buds, and that will help it pop out because that's where the sun is hitting it. And same with this, maybe some white on some of these just to separate the shapes. Got one down here, we can really pull out a little bit better. So basically just finishing up our flower, okay? And I don't think there's much left to do with the detail in here because we don't want detail in the lily pads. We want to give the painting or the viewer just enough information that they can tell it's a lily pads, right? And when you do look at this painting, you should be able to tell right away we've got lily pads, we've got a reflection in the water, right? We've got flowers, and that's all the information you really need to give. And we're done.